Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Draugen. We are currently in the middle of a shop that we broke into in order to try and find out where the hell everybody is. I mean, there's a child murderer written on the wall in blood of some description. I don't know if it's human blood, animal blood, or what. Somebody has vandalized the hell out of this place. And can we unlock the door? Yeah, let's unlock the door. That sounds like a good idea. If we need to run, we can. A couple of doors here, so let's go through the doors. I'm kind of hoping we don't find a skeleton.
Damnation. The hat's in here.
Damnation.
Anyway, how's a hat going to help us?
Who knows what else is in here? There could be more clues.
Alright, okay. Everything's Jake. We made it into the store. I'm sure we'll find a way through that door.
How about we go through this door? Oh, that looks like a key cabinet. Damn it.
What are you doing?
Looking for keys.
Your life of crime continues.
The keys are all gone.
Some thieving thieves beat you to it. Rascals.
There's a note.
Is it written in Viking runes? What does it say?
Man.
It's from Simon.
Jake put it?
Yai put it means I put. Nurkel is key.
I put the key.
Casa. I don't know what that word means.
He put the key in the casa?
Casa. I wish I had my dictionary. The note's addressed to his father.
So the key was moved.
Casa.
But where to?
Somewhere safer. Or more convenient.
Can we really trust your translations? You only started studying a month ago.
I spent the summer reading, and I had a lot of free time on the ocean voyage.
Come on, how much could you possibly pick up in a few months?
You know my mind, it's a sponge.
Tempted to agree. You Simon from Ruth?
Out of order.
Why hasn't it been fixed?
Perhaps there wasn't much demand for it anymore.
No one's here, so... So it's... Oh.
O-S.
SOS?
Oh boy. If only this thing worked. We could order a boat to come get us. Or, even better...
Casa.
So that's what it means.
Cash register. Let's send that one coming.
You're a genuine gangster now, old fruit. Don't worry. If you get busted, I'll come visit you in the big house. The Vandals weren't here for the money.
I think money was the last thing on their minds.
Right, let's take the key.
Wasn't there supposed to be a key?
Here it is.
Some stamps. Worth their weight in gold. Very big key. Now, hopefully that key will get us access into the room we can't get into. It's a very big keyhole. Okay, well there's the hat.
It is her hat.
Teddy, I'm not
Betty
sure
was
that's...
here, and not long ago.
Okay, but if that is her hat, what's it doing in a locked storeroom?
Another breadcrumb.
That's not an answer.
I know for sure she was here. That's what matters.
You know best, Edward.
Where did you put that hat?
So, what now? If this is a breadcrumb, where's the next one?
There must be a reason her hat's in this room.
I mean, there's a letter right here.
What's that?
A handwritten note.
I'm not blind. What does it say, you silly goose?
It's hard to read. I'm not sure my translation will be... Johann, you... Nectar. Refuse. You refuse to speak to me, so I write this letter instead. It's from Frederick Fretland to his brother. Simon did not... Bloody hell. Simon did not murder your Ruth. He was fond of his cousin.
Ruth. Ruth is the daughter of Anna and Johann, which means the little girl in the photograph at the farmhouse. Oh, Edward. The Fretland girl was murdered. This is simply awful.
Simon was working at the farm while I tended to the store. I would have seen him had he passed on the way up to the cliffs.
They thought Simon killed Ruth. His own cousin.
Ruth was... what's that word? Playing. Ruth was always playing on the rocks below the church. She must have fallen by accident. The note ends there. Frederick never finished it. And Johann never read it. Not that it would have made a difference. If Johann thought...
The mob showed up for Simon. His father would have tried to protect him.
September 17th. You would have been here, Betty.
Rocks below the church. Isn't the church right above us? Edward, come look at this. That's the cliff. Right there. The one in the note? I bet you 1,000,000 clams.
Where?
See for yourself.
I guess that could be where...
Let's check it out.
No, Lissy, wait.
I mean, we got nowhere else to check out, so yeah, let's go check it out. Weird how I didn't hear the door open.
This way. I found it, Ted.
How the hell did she get up there?
I'm standing right below it.
What are you doing? This doesn't concern
A
us.
little girl died. We're staying in her home, for God's sake. Are you completely without heart? Get yourself up here, Edward Harden, right this minute.
Okay, well, looks like we could go around this way, maybe?
Come on, it's an easy climb.
This looks very dangerous.
Oh, you're a big boy. Start acting like it. It's not Mount Everest.
I don't know about this. Whoops-a-daisy.
Please don't fall and break your ankle or something, dear friend. Ah, we made it. See, it's fine. Nice grassy verge.
What is this?
Where little Ruth died.
You're being morbid. And this is a distraction. I'm here for Betty, not because some girl
Edward.
got herself...
You insensitive brute. You're like the Tin Woodman, no heart. You know, you've grown cold and mean in that horrid study of yours. With only books and bugs to keep you company for years and years and years. There are other people in this world, you know. It's not all about you. You're going to do this. If not for Ruth, then for us. We're going to figure out what happened to the poor girl. Together.
Oh. That blood on the rock? Oh, come on. Flowers are all wilted.
That's been here a while.
Didn't you say it happened over a month ago?
You'd think her family would have replaced it with fresh flowers.
Is that blood?
The girl could have hit her head on that rock. There would have been plenty of blood.
That's awful. I think there's something behind it.
There is.
Can you move the rock aside?
Like a doll or something. Yes, it's a doll without a head. Oh, that's creepy.
It must be Ruth's.
Where's the head?
Maybe the killer also decapitates
Pin's the
dolls.
loading symbol.
Hold on. This pin. This is old. Very old. Looks like something from the Viking era.
We are in the land of Vikings.
This could be 1,000 years old. It does not belong in a child's doll.
Who cares? Ruth is dead and you're obsessing about a rusty old pin? Let's go further up. Maybe we'll find more clues. Come on, old sport. It's not far.
Can you wait just 1 minute so that I can catch
It seemed a little bit strange to put a ancient pin on a doll, but probably got some sort of
You
significance.
follow the same path, Betty? Or am I just stumbling through darkness?
Oh god, he's getting out of breath
You
again.
can see clear beyond the edge of the world.
Oh, no, no, no. I don't do heights.
Right. It is awfully chilly.
One
Oh,
second.
teddy bear. We need to take you out walking more often.
So,
Wow.
the girl fell from up here.
Was pushed, you mean? Can you see where she fell?
Oh no, this is going to make me feel uneasy. Ah. Distance, he feels dizzy looking down. His heart does not favour heights.
Certainly high enough to kill a child.
If I had to go, this would be the way to do it. Soaring through the air like a bird.
And landing like a rock.
Oh. Oh crap, the stone he notices would be the likely terminating point of the fall.
If she fell headfirst on that rock, she'd have died instantly.
Edward, honestly.
You wanted to learn more. This is you learning more. She hit her head and fell into the bush where I found her doll. Happy now, Alice?
I'm not. What was she doing up here in the first place?
Playing? She was a child. Children play in dangerous places.
There must be more to it. Let's find out where this path leads.
No, absolutely not. I don't have time for this nonsense. We're running out of daylight, and Betty's still... You're still out there.
Bloody hell, she's running quick. I wonder what's at the top of this
Lissy?
hill.
Slow down. I can't keep up with you. Who knows what's up there? It's not worth the risk of falling and breaking something. Lissy? Are you there?
Oh.
Teddy,
My word. Look away, Lissy.
is this what happened to the villagers?
Oh.
They killed themselves?
It's one body. Let's not jump to conclusions.
What about those fresh graves at the church? There were at least half a dozen of them. Did everyone just die?
They're not necessarily
Oh,
connected.
come on. Ugh, this is just ghastly. What made him do this? How long has he been?
From the state of the body, perhaps a couple of weeks. Depends on temperature and humidity, of course.
Sorry about that, I got distracted and called downstairs. The wonders of recording in a house with other people. Yes, hanged man. Wonderful. Lovely. Let's find out what's going on here.
What does that say?
God forgive me.
Don't suicides go to hell? Isn't that what your father said when
Stop.
your mother
Don't.
drowned herself?
Oh,
Sorry.
that's a little bit...
Do you think this has something to do with Ruth? Maybe she came across the hanged man before she died, and it scared her. So she ran, and
This happened later.
there's some consolation in that, I guess. Maybe it's the killer. The guilt ate him up, and he offed himself.
That's just speculation with no basis in fact.
Who was he? One of the Fretlanders?
It's not Johann or Frederick. And he's too old to be Simon. There's nothing more to do here. I'm going back. Let the poor soul rest in peace.
Cut him
Does
down?
it look like he's resting in peace? You're just going to leave him hanging? You're an insensitive brute.
I'm here for Betty. This is... It's tragic, but really none of my concern.
Betty, always just Betty. You don't care about anyone else. What if that was me up there? Would you care that... Look at me when I'm talking to you. What if that was me up there? Would you care then? All you do is obsess over a scarf and a hat and... Ugh.
It's all I have of Betty.
Betty, there she is again. Edward, the hanged man, he's someone. No matter what he did or didn't do, he deserves respect. Would you please just do this one decent deed? If not for me, then for yourself. Or for your Betty.
Yeah, I couldn't leave a man hanging. Definitely not. That's horrible. We have a knife? How are we going to get him down? Oh, we're going to untie... Oh, that's not even a noose. It's not a...
I'm going to be sick.
Really?
I can't do this.
Yes, you can.
Dead, man.
Teddy. Edward. I know you can. You've been through much worse.
Poor man down.
Where are the Fretlands, Edward?
It's been 2 days. If they're not back tonight...
They're not coming back.
Perhaps they left after their daughter died.
Was murdered, you mean? Isn't that what we think happened?
Simplest solution, he believes, is often the correct one. The villagers believe Simon killed Ruth, and so he
Penny
most
for your
likely did.
thoughts?
Yeah, I think when tragedy befalls them, Edward thinks people tend to look for a
Perhaps she
scapegoat.
fell by accident.
So you don't think it was murder?
It's difficult to say with any certainty. The boy could have pushed her.
You're really not helping.
Can we talk about this tomorrow? I'm sorry.
You're exhausted.
I buried a corpse today, Alice.
I know. I'm sorry. Why don't you sleep in the guest bedroom?
The couch is fine. The Fretlands could still come home.
Alright. Just don't come crying to me if you wake up with a crick in your neck. I'll be up for a while, if you feel like talking.
Can we talk to her?
I really thought I'd find Betty today.
Well, I told you not to get your hopes up, Edward. I mean, we just got here. It's a big place. She could be anywhere.
It's just the thought of her alone out there in the dark.
She's a tough cookie. You're Betty. Tougher than you, teddy bear.
That she is. I feel restless.
You should sleep.
I'm not sure I can. But yes, I'll try. In a bit.
Oh my, that's a big piece of meat. What is this? A burn letter?
What did you find?
Someone tried to burn this.
You did a
Just
very
like
good
the
job.
Isn't that odd?
It's addressed to Mrs. Fretland. My dearest Anna. It's from her sister, Margaret. Frederick's wife. The two brothers married sisters, remember?
Yes, and it's adorable. Keep reading.
I really shouldn't.
Really? How else are we going to figure out what happened? Keep reading.
My dearest Anna, I miss you so very, very much. The baby is due soon, and I wish for our family to reunite before... It's been 7 years since the dreadful incident at the mine. Can we not convince Frederick and Johann to forgive and forget? I know there are things Frederick has not told me about what they found and why they parted ways. Their grudge is tearing us all apart. Frederick won't even let me speak to half of our neighbors, accusing them of treason. He's so very angry and full of regrets. It's eating him up. And we...
And we what?
The rest is unreadable.
Margaret reached out to her sister, but I guess it didn't work.
This was written before Simon was born, but burned recently.
What did they find in the mine? The hell was that noise? Oh my... I did... Past me.
I feel restless.
You should sleep.
I'm not sure I can.
How did you get past me?
But yes, I'll try
Ugh.
in a bit.
Who lit the fire? I assume I lit the fire? There. I assume I lit the fire. That is a very, very neatly organized suitcase.
What are you doing?
Betty will want these back.
I don't think it's healthy
Not now,
to...
please. I'm exhausted.
We're gonna find a coat next?
Quite the day, huh?
I'm ready to pass out. Where will you sleep?
I'll be up for a while. My mind's simply racing.
Don't stay up late. Wake me if you hear the Fretlands arriving.
Of course. And I'll keep my eyes open for any ghosts that might want to haunt you in your sleep.
There are no...
Hush now. Sleep.
Wish I found it that easy to go to sleep. Day 3. Where's Lizzie? She's gone again, hasn't she? Well, let's start the day with the obligatory touch the photograph. Very attractive woman. All things considered, but that could just be that I'm a massive sucker for like 1920s fashion.
Where are you, Lissy?
Right up the stairs, Teddy.
Upstairs? Okay. I'm guessing she picked a nice bed to go to sleep in.
Teddy? Is that you?
Yes.
Alice!
Upstairs!
Ooh. What are these things? Are they beds? Like, how do you get in? Are they children's beds? They've got to be children's beds, right? This. Oh, bloody hell. This morning I had lemon juice and hot water with no sugar instead of tea. I also had half an apple and dry toast. I've been gaining weight lately. I read about this diet in the paper. It's apparently very popular in London. But I am dreadfully hungry and crave fried eggs and sausages. We received an odd letter yesterday addressed to Johann. It's from an American gentleman, Mr. Edward Harden of Hanover, Massachusetts. This letter was well written and very polite. Mr. Harden received our information from the Aylesland police when we requested a contact in Gravik. I do wonder why they gave him Johann's name and not Frederick's. Perhaps because our dear Margaret is no longer with us and I am better prepared to respond in English than Frederick. Mr. Harden inquired about his sister, Elizabeth Harden, who's travelling on her own apparently. She's a journalist. Imagine that, crossing the Atlantic Ocean to write about Norway. It sounds wonderful. The letter said Elizabeth telegraphed her brother from Osland to inform him that she planned to visit Gravik. Why she'd want to come to this dreary old place, I have no idea. There is nothing here worth writing about anymore. His sister has not arrived yet. If she had, I would have tired her out with questions about America, being a journalist and travelling the world on her own. She sounds so interesting. I hope she does come, even though she will surely be bored out of her mind. All right, Mr. Hayden, Mr. Harden today. Johann is not comfortable writing letters, especially in English. He agrees that we should invite Mr. Harden to stay here, if he decides to come. After all, there are no guest houses in Gravik, and our spare room is rarely used. Also, I have to admit, having a visitor from America sounds terribly exciting. August 5th, 1923. This morning I had boiled egg and buttered toast, after Johann told me I was being silly and that I do not need to lose any weight, seeing as we're not in London and no one cares. Oh, that's... if only people really thought like that. Let me just... please tell me this is... oh no, this is different, isn't it? I wrote Mr. Harden to invite him to stay at the house if he decides to come. I am terribly excited. I do worry for his sister. I wonder where she could be. August 9th, 1923. There was an argument in the shop earlier today. Frederick was yelling at poor Astrid, claiming their goats had been grazing on his land. I wanted to speak up, but knew it'd only make him angrier. August 10th. Johan went across the fjord this morning to purchase some necessities, including new fabrics, and to pick up the post. The letters have been piling up in the store. I sometimes worry the world has completely forgotten about us. August 17th. I finished another dress today. This one is for myself. There are no customers anymore. No one here needs another dress, and it's been ages since we visited the city. I hardly know anyone there, and who would want their dresses made in Gravik when they can have one tailored in Orsland? I feel lonely today. I miss my dear Margaret so much after all these years. August 20th. I think Ruth is hiding something from me. She's been awfully secretive. She goes off on her own even more than usual, and her clothes are filthy. And the mine. I don't mind her playing and exploring, of course. I always did regret Margaret and I not being allowed to run free when we were little. Ruth says she's just looking for flowers and pretty rocks. I shouldn't worry so much. August 21st. Simon stopped by today with a gift for Ruth. A whole bar of chocolate. He's a sweet boy, but Frederick would be furious if he knew. August 22nd. I asked Ruth if she plays up by Frederick's farm or near the old mine. She promised me she doesn't. I've never had reason not to trust her, but I feel she's hiding something from me. Okay. I looked at her drawings while she was out. She's got such an imagination. September 5th, 1923. We received another letter from Mr. Harden. He'll be here in October as planned. I look forward to having someone else to speak with, if only for a few days. Not that Johan isn't good company, but we have little to converse about outside of our daily routines. There's been no sign of Mr. Harden's sister yet. If she left Orsland weeks ago, where could she be? She may, well, have decided to stop along the way. We've heard nothing, but we so rarely speak with anyone outside of Gravik these days. I do hope she's all right. I would hate for Mr. Hayden to come all this way, but to no avail. Ruth is still being secretive. I know she's hiding something. One of these days I'll follow her. September 9th. No church service again today. The vicar hasn't been back since the memorial service in July. Johan believes he won't be back and that he has given up on Gravik, like everyone else. I think I'm coming down with a cold. September 15th. Someone damaged our boat during the night. That's the third one this month. Johan suspects Frederick, of course. I fear something is bubbling to the surface again after all of these years. I'm not at all feeling well and spent most of yesterday and today in bed. Ruth was sweet and brought me potato soup with tea with honey and milk. September 18th. She's left us. Our dearest Ruth is gone. I cannot believe it was Simon's doing. He too is now gone, and with him all hope Gravik had left in it. Wow. Okay. So that's the diary. Oh, I think I'm going to end the episode here. We'll carry on in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, let me know anything. Your comments are greatly appreciated. And as always, I'll see you next time.
Den Tag himmelledrig det glemmer, foran mig